Okay, so we're going to start out lying down flat on your back. And we're going to begin with a first thing in the morning stretch. You know that first stretch you do first thing in the morning? You kind of reach your heels away from you and you reach the heels of your hands away from you and you take a deep breath in. Big exhale. And we'll draw your knees into your chest. Giving yourself a little hug, a little rock side to side. Massage any muscles down in your lower back. And then trying to find your heels here, we're going to bring your heels down to the mat so you can still maintain contact with your fingertips. And then from this position, we'll start doing crunches. So hands either behind your head or across your chest. We're going to come for 25 crunches with a strong exhale when you get to the top. So they're a little bit slower. And as you do this initial set of core exercise, see if you can visualize the contraction happening in your core. As we head into the last 5, keep crunching up really strong. Maintain that big exhale. And once you finish your 25, we're going to reach your right hand over your head, extending your left leg out along the floor, and then we're going to crunch up, touching hand to toe, 15 times on each side. Once you finish your set of 15, just switching sides. And going for 15, crunching up really high, really strong. Again, trying to link the movement with your breath so your lungs are empty by the time you get to the top. So it isn't really about how fast you can do it, but about how strong you can do it. Cool. Once you finish that set of 15, we're going to come all the way over onto your hands and knees. With your fingertips spread wide underneath your shoulders and knees directly underneath your hips. We're going to extend out your right arm and your left heel away from you, tucking your belly button tight into your spine, taking a deep breath, and then on the exhale, connect elbow to knee. Inhale to extend. We're going to do 10 of these. Exhale to connect. Extend 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's 10. Oh, and we'll switch sides. So reaching your left arm out in front of you, right heel straight back away from you. Taking a deep breath, and then on the exhale, connect elbow to knee. Inhale to extend, and going for 10. 2, 3, 8, 9, and 10. Cool. So for the next phase of this operation, what we're going to do is come into a high plank, so you're on your toes and your hands. I'm going to tap your left shoulder, tap your right shoulder, tap your left toe, tap your right toe. And that counts as 1. So we're just going to go through that motion. Tap your left shoulder, tap your right shoulder, tap your left toe, tap your right toe. There's 2. We're going to go 5 of these. Just go at your own pace, tapping opposite shoulders and tapping opposite toes. There's 3. There's 4. One more time. Excellent. Once you're done with those, make your way flat onto your back again. And we're going to focus on a little bit of lower ab work. So we're going to bring your hands underneath your bum. And we're going to do 2 exercises that turns into 1 set. So we're going to do a leg lift. Pause right there for a moment, and then lift your butt up off the floor, vertical hip raise, and then all the way back down. We're going to go for 10 of those. So we're trying to separate it so it isn't this. It's you're raising up, pausing for a moment, and then strong up. Cool. And one more. It's 10. Cool. Everyone finish up their sets of those. Then we're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee. Now your left foot can stay on the floor, or your left foot can float up in the air. We're going to do crunches straight up and down. Okay, we're going to do 15 figure 4 crunches. Try to bring your chin as close to your shin as you can. Once you finish your set of 15, just switching legs and doing the same thing on the other side. Again, try and exhale all the way at the top so you're empty by the time you get to the top and get that really good strong contraction. Try to maintain a little space between your chin and your chest. Cool. Once you finish that set of 15, rest for a second, straightening out your legs. Just kind of bring your hands out to either side, float like a jellyfish. Taking a few deep breaths, and as you exhale, let your belly button drop down towards your spine. One more breath here. And then bring your hands underneath your bum, and we're going to come back to a lower ab exercise with scissor kicks. So you can either kind of raise your chest, shoulders, and head off the floor, and we're going to kick one foot over the other, like your scissors. If this kind of stresses out your neck, you can always lay on back and relax like so. We're going to go for 30 of these. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Cool. Great, once all done with those, come onto your side facing me. And with your fingertips spread wide, pressing into the floor, we're going to kind of push your shoulder away from the mat. And we're going to come into hip raises. So your hips are going to move up and down off the floor. Top hand can either go on your hips or straight up towards the ceiling. We're going to go for 15 on each side. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Once you finish a set of 15, just switch over to the other side. Do the same deal. As long as the shoulder's staying really strong and you're getting a good range of motion, so that you're getting like that arch at the top, we'll go for 15. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Cool. So done with those, we'll come onto your bum with your fingertips pointing away from you. We're going to float your butt up off the floor. We'll come to a set of 20 crab kicks. So touching hand to opposite toe. 6, 7, 8, 9, 17, 18, 19, 20. Cool. When you're done with those, we'll come onto your back and we're going to come into a set of hollow holds. So a hollow hold is where your hands start out over your head, and we just kind of lift your head and shoulder blades up off the mat with your legs and hold for 3 seconds. And then lower back down. I'm going to go for 5 of those, holding at the top. And there's 2. There's 3. 4. There's 5. Cool. Bending at the knees until you can find your heels with your fingertips. We're going to do a set of hip raises. So hip raises can be with both feet on the ground, pushing your hips up towards the ceiling, or you can cross an ankle over a knee and do 10 on each side, or 20 total if you're doing both feet on the floor. 10. Nine, and 10. Cool. So the next phase of the operation is we're going to come into alternating single leg pikes. So the way that that looks is you raise one leg up and you try and touch your toes with both hands, come all the way back down. We're going to go for a set of 20 of these. Go at your own pace. Start whenever you're ready, but try and actually touch your toes each time. 13,
16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Cool. Once you finish up that set of 20, stop, rest for a second. Okay, next phase of the operation is we're going to come into figure 4 crunches with rotation. So we're going to start working on obliques now. So crossing your right ankle over your left foot, left knee, left hand goes behind your head, and we're going to crunch up to twist left elbow towards your right knee. We're going to do that 15 times on each side. If you want to make it a little harder, you can let your left foot float up in the air, but I leave that one up to you. We're trying to twist as much as you can, so we actually start really using those little muscles on the side there. Once you finish set of 15, switching sides. Cool. And then moving back down to a lower ab exercise, you're going to put your hands down underneath your bum. We're going to do a set of flutter kicks. So legs are out straight, fluttering your legs, and we're going to kick about 30 times. And 30. Cool. Rest for a moment. Tuck your knees into your chest. Give a little rock from side to side. Massaging the muscles of your lower back into the floor. And we're going to prep for an isometric contraction. So we're going to press your hands into your thighs, thighs into your hands. So we're going to create a tabletop with your shins. And then think about drawing your knees towards your hands. So we're really focusing on that lower aspect here. And your arms are just providing the post. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. We've got about 15 more seconds to go. Good. Keep that good strong hold. Keep breathing deep. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Can you release to come out? Stretching all the way through like that first stretch that we did where you push out from the heels of your feet to the heels of your hands. And then we'll make your way onto your forearms. Continuing with the theme of isometric contractions, so contractions where you don't move, we're going to hold a forearm plank for 60 seconds. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1. So think about pushing your heels away from you and the crown of your head out in front of you, and try to keep your hips level with the floor. Good way to keep that honest is by flexing your quads, the top part of your leg. And by pushing your upper spine up through your shoulder blades. So you're keeping those shoulders strong and engaged. We're at 30 seconds right now. Staying strong, staying awesome, breathing deep. $15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower all the way down. Come and rest in child's pose for a moment. Stretch out that lower back. Take a few deep breaths here. And then make your way back onto your belly, and we'll prepare for our Superman to cactus kind of guy pose. So we're going to go for 5 Supermans. So floating up, arms and legs come off the floor. Draw your elbows down by your ribs so you sink your shoulders away from your ears. Fly back forwards, and then lower down soft. So that's 1. We'll go for 5, going at your own pace. And in a range of motion where you know you're not going to hurt yourself. Once you finish your set of 5, we'll all meet back in child's pose to do the counter stretch of a lower back exercise. Cool. And then when we're all ready, we're going to meet on hands and knees. And with your knees a little bit wider than hip width apart, you're going to press your fingertips into the floor. We're going to reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, so you kind of roll through the shoulder blades. Take in a deep breath, and then on the exhale, we're going to thread your right arm underneath your left to bring your right ear down towards the floor. I'm creating a little space between your shoulder and your ear, and we'll hold here for 3 long, slow, deep breaths. When you're ready, we'll push off your left hand, raising your right arm back up towards the ceiling, rolling through the shoulder blade, and then come back down onto all fours. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So pushing off your right hand, left arm comes all the way up, opening up, and then on the exhale, threading left arm underneath the right until your left ear finds the floor, and create that little space between your shoulder and your ear. And you can use this right hand on the floor to kind of push a little bit deeper if you want the stretch a little bit deeper, or you can use it to provide support if you're like, this doesn't feel so good. One more breath. And then pushing off your right hand, raising your left arm back up towards the ceiling, and then coming back down onto all fours. Coming into a comfortable sitting position. Okay. We're going to raise both hands up over your head. Sink your shoulders down away from your ears, and then drop your right hand down by the side. And using the support of the floor so you can maintain length through your spine, we're going to bend at the elbow and reach your left arm over your head towards the side of the ring. All this while, I'm trying to keep my left bum down on the floor, so I'm not rolling up like that. I'm stretching through the lower side body all the way down here in those obliques. One more breath. And then on the exhale, pushing off the floor to come back up to center, and then switching sides. Dropping your left hand down. Find that support on the floor, maintain that length through your spine, and then bending at the left elbow to reach your right arm over your head. And you try to anchor your right bum down on the floor. Good. One more breath here. And then when you're ready to come up, pushing off the floor to come back up to center. And then rainbow sunshine magic fingers float back down to the earth. And that's it. Thank you all so much for coming for Friday Core. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and I'll see you next week, either here or at my house.